Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with your final hot take of the evening, and I have to hold this little cute little fluff ball because she won't shut up. I don't know what she wants. I think she wants to leave, and it's too early to leave, Joan. We leave at certain times, okay? There's a certain time of the day when we leave, and now is not that time. Now is not that time, little fluff. All right. So as always, smash like and subscribe. Please check out my books: Woke Stand a Novel, Hollywoke another novel, the Pineys, books 1 through 6. Links in the description, and don't forget to check out BitChute and Rumble today. As always, a BitChute and Rumble exclusive. That's too spicy for YouTube. Probably. I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's doing anymore. All right. So checking the headlines. Let's blast through the headlines, Joan. So can you sit tight? And stop being a nudge. Pelosi's court packing legislation not out of the question, but won't bring it for a vote yet. They're testing the waters, I think. I don't think they have the juice to get this done. I had a feeling the Yahoo headline was a little misleading. So, yeah. So she knows she doesn't have the votes probably and is backing off of it. Derek Chauvin pleaded the fifth. I think we all knew that was coming. Murders skyrocketing in Democratic-run cities. I think we all know that too. You know, the cities are run by Democrats, but it makes it sound like half of them are run by Republicans and they're fine. That's not necessarily true. It's bad. I mean, they are mostly run by Democrats and they are skyrocketing, so it's not an untrue quote or headline. Minnesota, 24 arrested with fourth night of Dante Wright protest. Good, they're arresting people. Calm the F down, people. Peaceful protest, but they won't do it. Putin rejects Biden's invite to meet in person. Well, duh. Why? Biden doesn't have the respect of anybody. He's a frail old mummy. No one's going to meet with him. They're going to walk all over him, and by the transitive property of him being the president, all of us. There's also another headline here. I would love to read you the title, but I can't because YouTube might flag me for it. So check out John Nolte's article today in Breitbart. It may interest you if you're interested in, let's say, Trump and a recent event he had. Checking post-millennial, Democrats falsely claim Republicans stole Supreme Court seats. So that's how they're pitching this. Again, I think it's testing the waters. I don't think it'll pass, but don't sit idly by. You should be writing your senators and congressmen and complaining to them constantly at this point. Jen Psaki says Biden has his own view on the court expansion, but refuses to say what it is, of course, because he's testing the waters too, and blah, blah, blah. The Independent retracts claims that Andy Ngo associated with the bad guys from Germany and supported the Capitol Hill riot. Of course, they always pick on Andy Ngo. I don't know why. And if you haven't seen the third Project Veritas video, it's all over Twitter. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube if it's not already. It's really damning. I mean, these people, they're the worst. They're the absolute worst. But, I sent the first link around to some of the, let's call them the skeptics of of my political views, and they just don't care. They just don't care. They got what they wanted politically. They don't care. CIA shocker. Obama fundraiser says he was U.S. intel asset, alleges spy agency abuses. Congress notified the CIA Inspector General has received allegations from a fundraiser, Ahmad Zuberi, including targeting of U.S. lawmakers and misuse of news organization for spy operation. Now, this is not surprising to anyone who's read about the history of the CIA, and you can Google Operation Mockingbird, where the CIA infiltrated the American news media with basically they had been overthrowing governments, and then the news media would say, oh, this isn't good, you're overthrowing governments. Because back in the 50s, early 60s, there were actual journalists. And then the CIA was like, well, hey, they're stopping us from doing what we want to do. What we need to do is infiltrate the US media, and then nobody can stop us. And so that's what they did. By the 70s, it got out of hand, I guess, and enough people complained that there was a congressional thing about it. Congress told the CIA, no, don't do that anymore. And the CIA went, okay. So, did Congress cut off their funding or even threaten to? I don't think so. So, that's part of the problem. See, most people who've read about this era in history figure that there's no reason for the CIA to stop because there's no real threat from Congress that they'll do anything. What are they going to do? They didn't arrest anybody. Yeah, they had a big hearing. So what? I mean, if you committed a bunch of crimes and I said, well, you're going to have to go to a hearing and the crimes were very profitable for you, would you stop? Oh, I have to go to a hearing? Okay. You know, it's bad. The CIA is probably out of control. I can't say that definitively. I don't have the proof, but you never have the proof of these things. There's no check on these guys. That's the real problem. Again, the CIA was supposed to be a temporary thing for World War II. And then it became, oh, no, we need it for the Cold War. And now it's like, oh, we need the CIA. The CIA is so wonderful. Remember how Democrats, you don't remember this, those of you who aren't older, but leftists used to hate the CIA. Oh, yeah, the hippies would be like, oh, no, CIA, bad. CIA are terrible. Oh, no. You'd have to be some kind of CIA stooge to stand up for them, some sort of right-wing idiot. Now it's the complete opposite. People on the left stand up for the CIA like they're these wonderful people. They're liars. So, and they kill people. They kill people. And they'll say, well, you know, there are bad people in the world, and blah, blah, blah. But there's no checks and balances on these guys. So, obviously, there's going to be excesses. It's just inevitable. So, this guy, Zuberi, and I don't really understand all this, but apparently he was a fundraiser, and then he became a CIA asset. According to the multiple sources familiar with the complaints, he was instructed at times by U.S. intelligence to glean information or try to achieve certain tasks with select members of Congress, including one prominent Republican U.S. senator. I bet it's Rand Paul. I bet $100 it's Rand Paul. The CIA is not supposed to target, spy, or influence members of Congress. Yeah. How's that working out? They've already done it. They've already been caught doing it. You have to get rid of the CIA. I know. But as Chuck Schumer says, the coward Chuck Schumer, well, they have 6 ways of Sunday to get at you. Yeah, I guess they do, Schumer. They probably own you. Was involved in a clandestine operation that used an American journalism organization to carry out countermeasures to influence operations in a foreign country. The CIA was not supposed to use journalism organizations or journalists for operational cover. Yeah, they totally do. It's totally illegal, but they do it. They're not supposed to operate in the United States, but they do it. Was asked by senior CIA official to make private investments in an American drone company, even as Zuberi was under criminal investigation by the Justice Department. Yeah, these guys, it's about money and power. It's not about taking over the world or anything like that. It's about, money. Observed what he believed was a U.S. intelligence asset becoming involved in Zuberi's lobbying project in Sri Lanka, a project that resulted in criminal charges against Zuberi involving the Foreign Agent Registration Act, another act that is loosely enforced. Was asked by U.S. intelligence to allow a scrub team to delete emails, documents, and other evidence of his intelligence work from his computer, only later to be accused by the U.S. Justice Department of obstructing justice with the deletion. So yeah, this is bad. But not surprising. I mean, this is why the FISA, the guys who came out like, oh, they're abusing the FISA warrant? You mean the warrant where they get to do everything in secret and we don't see it? Yeah, what a shocker. Of course they're going to abuse it. You don't do things in secret. CIA needs to go, but will it go? No. Checking the Gab headlines. Falwell's son out as VP at Liberty University. Okay. Ivanka Trump gets the Pfizer jab. Her anti-vax fans are not happy. I don't know if there's a real anti-vax movement. Look, and you know, I'm a little surprised considering the information coming out of Israel, but maybe she didn't hear about it yet and got the jab. But who knows? You know, I don't think there's a major anti-vaccination movement. They're not, you know, people are wary about this though, and there are wackos. There are a few, but. Lindsey Graham says Joe Biden is paving the way for another September 11th. Yeah, Lindsey Graham, warmonger supreme. Always has been, always was, always probably will be. From Yahoo News, experts warn white supremacists have realigned in ways that are disturbing. Yeah, this is the new boogeyman. Do they exist? Sure, they exist in tiny, tiny numbers, and you're even more. I mean, you were idiots before to join these groups, but you're even bigger idiots now, because now the U.S. government is looking for you people. So it's just dumb. It's just dumb, you know. And this is more of the narrative trying to be pushed. It's not really working because there's not enough of these morons to even you keep hearing about it, but do you see it? No, but I know people who are convinced there are literally millions of white supremacists in the United States, and it's just a ridiculous assertion. Border Patrol agents discovered 20 people hiding beneath truck's trailer boards, side panels. Wow, they're really packed in there. It's a shame. African cardinal, we must rebel against same-sex marriage. And LGBT imperialism. See, this is what happens when you push things too hard. You know, I think gay people, LGBT, they're all fine. But this radical push to push it on everybody, to demand that they pay you homage, it's too much. Can you not just ratchet down the rhetoric a little bit? Oh, people are dying. Yeah, people did die. Most of those cases were extremely rare, even when they were happening. So just dial it back. Be reasonable. Magnetic pole reversal, comeback expected. If this happens, hang on to your boots, because man, this could put the North Pole in the middle of Wisconsin. I think one of the versions of that I read, it could put the North Pole anywhere. Oh, it'll F things all up. It's happened, over thousands of years ago. But, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. We could end up in a frozen wasteland. We could end up on the equator. You don't know where you're going to end up. It could really F up the United States and other places, too. You could end up having, you want to talk about the polar ice caps melting. Yeah, they'd be melted in a week if the magnetic poles, completely changed. I don't know if you saw this video. I won't play it, but Geraldo Rivera lost his damn mind on Fox and threatened Dan Bongino. And Dan Bongino used to be in the Secret Service, and he was a New York City police detective or police department guy. It's just funny because Geraldo's pretty old. I mean, come on. He just called him an SOB, and he just lost his damn mind. It was funny. Check it out if you can. Yeah, so there's a lot of court packing headlines today. There was some strange story out of Australia. Bizarre video shows dancers twerking at the commissioning of a new Australian Navy ship in Sydney. And you should find the video because you see all these Navy guys sitting there, and they're all in their uniforms, and they all look nice, and the usual people who show out for a commission, and they're twerking. And it's the most vulgar, stupid display ever. But these stuffy white people are, I guess they're putting up with it because they think, oh, well, this is woke, right? Now we're not racist if we do this. And it just looks so uncomfortable. It's like, why would you do that? That's not twerking on a Navy ship. That's not what it's for. And it was so bad that even the government chastised the Navy for doing this. Biden called Bush and Obama before announcing Afghanistan withdrawal. I mean, he's so weak. He's so weak, Biden. I don't know why you would call them. I don't know why you'd need to. You call them to. I guess you could call them to tell them you're doing it, but I don't know. YouTube suspends Rebel News over election misinformation. Yeah, right. YouTube just they're going after everybody. So I fully expect to be demonetized forever. I mean, I don't expect to get back. I'm demonetized now. I'll probably never get remonetized, and my channel will probably be eliminated with thousands of other people when they finally get rid of all the little people. I mean, I definitely can't get any traction on YouTube. No way. I'm going slowly up on BitChute. You know, I'm at like 279. I'm at like 77 on Rumble. You know, I need more people. So definitely go to see the exclusive video today. Positive one on Trump. Trump's America First with vaccination has worked. MSNBC's Reid, Joy Reid, Trump incited white extremism much the way Bin Laden did. Yeah, that's not too hyperbolic. I don't know how she's still on TV. They even tried to cancel her, and she still survived. Facebook spent $24 million on security for Mark Zuckerberg and his family last year. Yeah, I could believe that. I mean, the guy's a billionaire. I mean, you're going to spend some money. Border wall materials neglected after Biden halts construction. Well, that makes sense. Joe Biden, it's time to end America's longest war. Well, Trump ended it. He negotiated it. You just are screwing it up as near as I could tell. America has lost its religion. Church membership plunges below 50% before the first time. Yeah, I kind of, I'm not a religious guy. I can kind of see that. Although not in my neighborhood, I'll tell you, there are a lot of churches and they're pretty well attended. But, it's the same thing. It's like churches and religious organizations, they held power for thousands and thousands of years. And just like any other organization with power, they became arrogant. There's all sorts of excesses. I mean, they did the same thing the Democrats are doing now, right? They had rules for thee and not for me, and corruption and people just breaking the rules. That's the problem with any organization. It's not just Democrats or Republicans or religion or government or anything. Any big organization. Right now it's in journalism and the big media companies and the Democrats. I'm sure it's in the CIA too, judging by what I just read. That's just the way it goes. So, Reuters put website behind a paywall will charge readers $35 monthly. Okay. Good luck with that. I mean, at this point, Democratic lawmakers introduced gun control bill that would ban magazines holding more than 10 rounds. Stupid. As always, that'll be something that gets through. That'll be they'll get through. That'll be their concession. Ex-Minnesota police officer Kim Potter to be charged with second-degree manslaughter. Yeah, I mean, she should be. She killed him. It's obvious it was a mistake, but she's responsible. She should have known better. She was a veteran of the force. She messed up. I mean, it's a big F up. But she's take responsibility for it. Throw yourself at the mercy of the court and, hope for the best. I mean, what are you going to argue? What are you going to argue? Whose fault could you possibly argue? I mean, I've seen the video. It's just a shame that she'll probably get way more of a harsh sentence, simply because of the atmosphere. Can she get a fair trial in Minnesota? Kind of doubtful, but we'll see. All right, that's it for us, doggy. That's it. You can wake up. I know I'm very boring. I'm talking about boring stuff. Joan and I, little Joan, will see you tomorrow, and take it easy.